So I'm back. This time we're going to do a charging test on all these phones, and 3 of them are 6,000 milliamp hours, and the Honor Magic V5 is 5,820 milliamp hours. So they're all really close to the same. So I'm really excited to see which one charges the fastest. Let's go. So now in doing this test, I'm using the manufacturer charger that came with the phone. This one does up to 80 watts, the Vivo, and the charger here, and as you can see right there, it says Vivo right on it. It is a 90 watt charger, so it shouldn't have any problem charging at 80 watts. And then we have the Honor Magic V5, and this one I actually have the 100 watt charger that came with my Honor Magic 8 Pro. And this 100 watt charger, will go up to 100 watt speeds, although this is only 67, I believe, watt charging. But in my last charging test, this one was the champ. It charged the fastest out of all the phones that I had. Let's see how it places this time. And then we have the Oppo Find N6, and the Oppo Find N6 charger I'm using is an 80 watt charger that came with it. And this one is called a SuperVOC charger, whatever that means. But anyway, it's 80 watts, and I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there it is. 80 watts right on there. It came with it. So this is supposed to be able to do up to 80 watts charging as well. And then lastly is my Motorola Razr Fold. Now this did not come with the charger, believe it or not, which is kind of a US standard, which I really dislike. I'm shocked that it didn't come with one, but I did get it from Amazon, and this is the Motorola 80 watt charger, or I think it's a 90 watt charger. So it should have no issues charging this, because this one will charge up to 80 watts. So with all that behind us, let's get to the test. Now, just so you know, I actually started this test and I had failed to start the camera above. So here we are almost 3 minutes in before I had remembered to start the camera. But we're here in the beginning anyway, and I'm not about to start it all over again. So here we are. They are all charging fast, and I'm going to go ahead and speed this video up at times, and we're going to go ahead and see what they do. Now, this is an app called Ampere that I use for all my testing, and what it does is it gives you these readings, and you can see right now the Vivo has the highest rating for milliamp hours that it's taking in, and the lowest is the Motorola Razr, which kind of shocked me, and I thought there might have been an issue, so I had to think about it a while, and it just really bugged me. So I thought, well, what can I do? What do you do when you have an issue like this? Well, typically you shut things off and start them again. So what I decided to do is I would unplug it and plug it back in and see if that fixes anything. And we're going to see that here in a moment when I do that. And I also think that the Oppo Find N is going a little slow too. I mean, these things are starting out with no battery at all. And typically when they do, they really kick into high gear, as you see the other two doing. And the Honor Magic starting at 3,900 milliamps. So we're going to go ahead and see what's happening. So right here, as you can see where I unplugged it, it's no longer measuring. I plugged it back in, and then checked out what happens next. It says it's in turbo power. So you think it's going to go fast, and here it goes. It's starting to speed up. And this is what's crazy for me. I seen this one go the fastest I've ever seen on a charger, on any of mine, in this app, that is. Look at this. This thing's going up to 1,200, 12,000, okay, milliamp hours it's pulling in. It's at 10% already, which is interesting. And then the Oppo, same thing. So I decided to go ahead and unplug it and see what happens. So you can see I just unplugged it and plugged it back in. Let's see what happens, see if that one goes up. And you can see it says it's SuperVOC charging, so we know it's supposed to be charging fast, and see if that number goes up this time. It should be charging faster than 1550. I don't quite get what's going on there. But as we go through the tests, we'll just see how they do. You can see that the Motorola has already faded and dropped. So let's go ahead and speed up this test and see what we get. Hey, I want to take a quick second and thank you for tuning into the channel as we do this battle on the fastest charging foldable. If you got something out of this video, do me a favor, smash that like button down below, because it really does help out the channel. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do it. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, and it helps out the channel quite a bit. Let's get back to the video. Okay, here we are at the next setting, and go ahead and check them out. We've got 37% here on the Vivo, and we got to 26% on the Motorola, 28% on the Oppo, and up to 37% on the Honor Magic. So the one that had the lowest numbers, and look at this, the numbers are still low on the Oppo, but it's showing the 28%, rating. I don't quite get it. So here we are at the next stop. I wanted to see how they would do at 30 minutes, because 30 minutes, they all rate themselves at over 50%. So let's see if they're actually hitting that 50%. We've got 75% on the Vivo. It way overshot that. So that's good. We're at 59% on the Motorola, so they made it. 59% on the Oppo, and we're at 90% on the Honor Magic V5. So they all overshot that 30 minutes at 50%. They're all doing really great here. And let's go ahead and go up to the next spot here. I got to keep a close eye on the Honor Magic, because look at this. It's at 99% already. So then it suddenly hit 100%. Okay. This is at 39 minutes. Okay, folks, 39 minutes. It get to 100% charging. And then we're at 91% on the Vivo, 81 and 81 on the Oppo. But look at this. The Honor Magic is still charging. Okay. Why is it at 100% if it's still charging? Something to keep an eye on. And then we got to 99% on the Vivo. So we're going to check it out, and Vivo hits full. So the Vivo is fully charged at 47 minutes and 49 seconds. In my view, that's first place. Okay. Not quite sure what's going on with the Honor, because it's still charging. And then on these two, they're both at 89%. So the Motorola and the Oppo are running neck and neck in this test, which is pretty amazing. And now we're going a little bit closer. We're both at 96 now. Okay, so they're still getting close. Got to keep my eye on this. This is at like 1 o'clock, 12:25 in the morning. Okay, and now we've got 1780. It's still charging faster on the Motorola, 98% versus 97, really close. So the Motorola finishes at 1 hour and 15 minutes. So nearly a half hour longer than the Vivo. That's crazy. And the Oppo is still going, and the Oppo finishes at 1 hour and 25 minutes. But take a look. The Honor Magic is still saying it's at 100%, and it's not pulling in any wattage right now, or amps. But what's crazy is it refuses to go to full. And that just drove me crazy. I let it go forever and ever. I was too tired at this point. I think you can just barely see on that timer. It's 1:04 in the morning. I need to go to bed. So I went ahead and stopped it. And so looking at this test, call it as you will. Looks to me like the Vivo hit first place, Motorola second, Oppo third, and Honor is still trying to get fully charged. I don't know. Maybe it just never gets fully charged. So I don't know if that's something to do with their software. Maybe that's something to do with my phone. I'm not sure. If you've never tried it, go ahead and download that app. It's called Amper. You can see the name of it right there, and fully charge your phone, your Honor Magic, and see what happens. See if it ever finally shows full. Now I want to hear from you. What did you think of that test? Is it something that you expected? Were you surprised at all? And do you have any idea what's going on with the Honor Magic? If so, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. I'd like to hear from you. And of course, while you're down there, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more content. If you haven't seen any of the battles that I've done battles with all these phones against the Motorola. Go ahead and start with this one. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and God bless.